All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be talking about my 2 years experience with Cistanche Tubulosa. So we're going to get right into things, but before I do that, if you haven't already liked this video, please do that and also hit the subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with any future supplements that I review as well. So I've got some notes here with me and my orange juice, and let's get right into things, shall we? All right, so this is probably going to be a several-parter video, but first I just kind of want to give a little synopsis of what Cistanche Tubulosa is. In case you haven't looked into it before, Cistanche Tubulosa is an adaptogenic herb, which means it helps your body adapt to stress better, and it helps you to deal with stress more easily. So Cistanche Tubulosa is also known as the Genghis Khan herb. It was used by Genghis Khan during his time, completely raiding and pillaging villages in Asia. It's not funny, but it is some pretty serious stuff. So it was used, at least that's the story, it was used by Genghis Khan. It's also known as desert ginseng. So it's a type of ginseng, which is, again, just another term used to describe herbs that help with energy, virility, things like this. But Cistanche tubulosa is a very special type of ginseng. I've tried all different types of ginsengs, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, then maybe you have too. But this one, I assure you, is completely set aside, different from all the other ones. So I've been taking this pretty consistently on and off now for about 2 years. During that time, I've gone through some major life transformations, partly that I attribute to taking Cistanche. Firstly, I would say this definitely helped me when it came to business. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been starting businesses now for the past few years. And so I first started a nutrition supplement company around the time when I started taking this product. And we actually ended up being in the top 1% of all Shopify sites that year, which was, definitely couldn't have done it without that extra motivation, that boost, cognitively, especially because, when you're just grinding out numbers all day, when you're working on websites all day, making product descriptions, answering customer emails, the workload is just tremendous, especially for one person. So definitely having the extra resiliency helped me there. And I later went on to sell that business, actually. So it became so successful to the point where I was able to kind of back out and collect my earnings. So yeah, definitely very much so helps with that, again, that motivation, which I'll kind of get into things. So one of the main benefits of Cistanche is its cognitive benefits. And so how it does that, it's multifold. The first one being it helps to help your brain change and adapt more easily, especially in stressful situations, thanks to, again, its adaptogenic properties, but then also its ability to increase a protein in your brain known as NGF, or nerve growth factor. And when you do this, you're actually allowing your brain to create new brain cells, which is very powerful, especially for things like learning, sleeping, learning anything new, which is something I'll get into as well. During my time taking Cistanche, I've completely gone from not ever playing really any sports my entire life to, at one point I was playing sand volleyball, football, baseball, frisbee. That was a huge thing for me. Frisbee golf, even. Also learning in the gym how to do handstands. And this is one of the biggest things that I noticed from taking Cistanche, is that, so I actually had a coach who was helping train me in gymnastics. And while I was taking Cistanche, I was able to completely surpass all of his beginning rookie mistakes thanks to Cistanche. And obviously having a healthy lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, Cistanche is not a cure-all, but I can just say, out of all the different supplements that I've tried and what have actually worked for me, Cistanche is at the top of that list, honestly. And I can just tell you, when I was learning my handstands, for instance, that's a really big, gymnastics movement, right? Being able to just stand on your hands is a completely inverse to how we are normally proportioned, right? So being able to learn that more easily thanks to Cistanche's benefits for the brain. I forgot to mention this, but it's also very neuroprotective in that it helps to retain more dopamine neurons. So dopamine, again, associated with that motivation, that confidence, that drive to get shit done. Cistanche is really key in protecting those neurons that are so easily triggered by stress to essentially explode. They implode on themselves. So that's not what you want, obviously. So Cistanche helps to protect against that effect. Neurotoxins especially can target our dopamine neurons. So having an herb like Cistanche that really protects the cerebral functioning is incredibly beneficial. I found, again, my learning is just so much more, it's on a different level, like with anything. For instance, I just recently became a personal trainer, had never taught group fitness classes ever before in my life. Started taking Cistanche at the start of my new job. Since then, I was able to completely not only learn the process, but then to take up even more, like in terms of workload, more than I ever thought was even possible. And I'm just telling you honestly, I don't think it would have been possible without this herb. I'm just looking over my notes here. What else? So, okay, we'll go into kind of some of the benefits hormonally. So that's a big reason for people to take Cistanche, although I find it more to be less of an anabolic herb and more of like a, it adds definition for sure, but it's more of like a fuller look, if you feel me. I'm not like the strongest guy ever, so don't get me wrong. Like I can't really speak when it comes to like, you know, if it got my lifts up really, because I'm working on, my goals are just completely different than most people's. I'm working on right now doing dead hang pull-ups. You know, a lot of those, my deadlifts and front squats have always been solid. I actually started those when I started taking Cistanche about 2 years ago, around the same time when I started my business. I moved to a new city, all these things. Again, this helped facilitate learning so much more easily for me. But hormonally, I can tell you right now, this is one of the best herbs when it comes to libido. Just overall sex drive, increase in desire, 100%. So shortly after I started taking this, I got into a relationship with my first girlfriend, and we were incredibly passionate with one another, very intimate, and a huge reason why was because of this herb. My ability to just sustain longer erections for even longer periods of time. Now, this is getting a little personal, but this does actually increase hang size, which is something that I noticed dramatically, and also testy size. So for sure, when it came to, you know, before and after, like if I were to have taken pictures, which I didn't, there would definitely be a noticeable increase, which is one of the best benefits I found, especially if you are like suffering from ED, like erectile dysfunction, just being able to have that confidence again, like knowing like, okay, like you have more under the hood and like, you know that you can get up if you need to. That's something for me, like I've never really struggled with, but I just feel like it took it to another level when I started taking this herb, because it's like, I can just go, like I'm just ready to go. And that's something that for sure my girlfriend was really happy about. And yeah, really helped our relationship a lot, just being able to, you know, sustain more sex, honestly, which is great, you know. So if you are suffering in that department, there's not a better herb out there. So what it's doing on a scientific, from a scientific perspective, on a biological level, what it's doing is it's actually optimizing your Leydig cells, which are found in the testicles. And these are responsible for creating sperm, your hormones. So how Cistanche works, and you can look this up online. There's probably plenty of videos out there talking about this, but why people talk about this being a natural SARM alternative is because in animal models, Cistanche tubulosa has been shown to increase the cholesterol turnover, the hormonal conversion from cholesterol into testosterone and other steroidal hormones like dihydrotestosterone and all the hormones in between there. So it's essentially helping to upregulate your body's ability to create these powerful androgens like testosterone, like DHT, and it's incredibly powerful. Now, it's not like you're on steroids, and I don't want that to come across at all whatsoever, because I do see a lot of videos out there talking like that, and I think it's kind of shady, just because while this herb is extremely powerful, I find for me that the benefits are more cognitive, and the hormonal benefits come from more just feeling good, and just having a better sex drive. I feel more confident in myself, in my abilities. I feel like I look better, again, going back to like that fuller definition. Part of that has to do with Cistanche's ability to increase something called nitric oxide, which is great for athletic performance, especially. So again, think not only sports-wise, but in the bedroom too. Just being able to perform at your peak. I've been talking about this herb for years, guys. And yeah, so when it comes to athletic performance, that boost in nitric oxide, you're gonna be a lot more vascular. Guys, I can tell you, if you go check my Instagram, link will be in the bio. You can go see my progress. If you go back to about 2 years ago, you'll see I started making videos because I had people asking me why my veins were so vascular, and you can see just in terms of definition, of course, I attribute it to several things: low body fat percentage, my diet's very optimized, my lifestyle as a whole. But again, that boost in nitric oxide, just being able to like literally just go at something like with 100% at any point in time, I attribute to this herb and everything else, like I said, that I'm doing. I don't want it to come across like this herb is going to cure anything, because that's not at all. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm not a medical professional at all whatsoever, guys. But when it comes to my experience, like taking this herb, my sex drive has gone up. My strength overall, I feel like I look fuller, my definition, my brain, like, here's the thing, because when you're getting so many new like synapses from all this increased learning, your ability to like present yourself to the world goes up, because you just feel like you're more in the present. And so from this place, I feel like I can do things like this. I can like hold space to, get outside of my comfort zone more easily, which I feel like is attributed to Cistanche's adaptogenic properties. Again, its ability to help with emotional resiliency, which is something that's so huge now. I feel like for most guys, I feel like we've become like robots. And so being able to feel your emotions and to process them in a healthy way that like doesn't like mean shutting down. I feel like if you're a guy struggling like with that, just overall, like this is one of the best herbs you can take for your masculinity, really for your energy as a whole. And like when it comes to energy levels, again, we've already kind of hit on like athletic performance, bedroom performance, all that, but like just the overall like energy that I get from taking Cistanche is comparable to something like a coffee, but without so much as like a high strung type of energy. And it's more of like a calm, relaxed, focused type of energy. And so again, like my ability to right now articulate myself in front of the camera, this is something that I do, but not in this type of way. So for me, this is completely new. And yeah, Cistanche, again, just coming in clutch, really helping to facilitate. I feel like even at work in high pressure situations, like when I'm teaching fitness classes, I'm so much more grounded. And I'm able to go home and like actually rest and like restore my body, like, not quite to 100, because that's just not how it goes a lot, but just like in terms of stress management, being able to manage my emotions better and more easily, like, feel them and let them go. Cistanche has been a huge help. I hope this has been like super helpful for you guys so far. If you do want to get this for yourself, there will be a link to purchase in the description box below. Again, I'm not trying to pressure anyone into trying it out, but if you are, like I said, suffering in terms of confidence, lack of drive, motivation, focus, even your ability to gain muscle, your performance in and out of the bedroom, this herb is definitely where it's at. I actually get mine from Nootropic Depot, and they're the best supplier of Cistanche Tubulosa, hands down, because of their extract. It's got a minimum echinocide, which is one of the main constituents found in Cistanche, to a 50% extract, and that's minimum. And then the aceticide content, so another one of the main chemical constituents that actually gives you the benefits, to a 10% minimum content. So that like gives me all the rest assurance I need just to know that I'm actually getting the best parts from the plant, because you can go online and find different Cistanche extracts, but you have no idea if what you're getting is actually good stuff. And so this stuff is on a whole different level. I've tried different Cistanches before. in products that don't list the actual, the main chemical constituents. They don't actually have a standardized extract, and that's really what's important to be looking for when it comes to a Cistanche extract. So if you are interested in trying this out for yourself, be sure to click the link below and you'll be able to save some money off too. I've got a discount code for you guys. So yeah, that concludes part 1. Be sure to subscribe for part 2 and any subsequent parts, as well as any other reviews that I do. I've got a lot more content coming for you guys. So thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day. Thanks. Bye.